wanna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when
Hey guys, I am really excited about today's episode. It has to do with one of my most favorite things in the world, and that is cake. This video actually came from another episode, and that is the video where I posted about Kenya's birthday party that I planned here at the house. My sister-in-law, Sarah, from our tribe of many, you guys might know her, called me the day after she watched that episode, and she was really interested and excited about how I had done Kenya's cake that day. If you're interested in seeing that episode of Kenya's birthday, I will link it down below. So let me give you a brief story on exactly what happened. With Kenya's cake this year, I did go ahead and pre-order it from the store, but I decorated it myself. Now this actually takes us a little bit further back. I have a history of baking, having my own at-home bakery. I did a lot of this in Illinois, and it all started when my husband bought me Bakerella's Cake Pop book one year, and I just started making cake pops. And actually when I was smaller, I was in 4-H and I took cake decorating, and I did it for quite a few years. But after that, I stopped, and then once I had the kids, I picked it back up and started doing their birthday cakes each year. Well, once I started doing cake pops on top of everything else, that kind of stemmed into a lot of people being interested and liking the work that I was doing, and they started placing orders. I did have my own at-home or in-the-house baking business where I was taking orders for cake pops, custom-made cakes, and I absolutely loved it. And as the kids got older and as we decided to switch over to homeschooling, my time just became so limited that I just couldn't keep up the baking and doing custom orders. So that got put aside, and here we are today. However, it is something that I still love, and I have loved planning the kids' birthday parties. I still love doing their cakes. But not this last year, the previous year. So for Kenya's 12th birthday, this is where I actually picked up the idea to pre-order Kenya's cake from a bakery for her 13th birthday. I was making her a unicorn cake. She really wanted a unicorn cake for her 12th birthday. And in the middle of staying up all night, baking the cakes and then decorating the cakes and planning her party, we had some mishaps, and I ended up having to do, I think in that episode I called it Mom Guyver. And I pulled out a couple of quick tricks, ordered a cake really last minute. I just went in and picked up a cake, took the frosting off, and redecorated it. So after a lot of people seeing that episode and really asking me about the cake and what I did and how I did that, I thought it would be fun to start doing videos on exactly what I did for Kenya's cake. I thought I would share with you kind of my tricks for you to be able to still really customize your child, or it's not just for children's birthday cakes. You can do this for a wedding shower cake. You can do this for so many different things. When Sarah called me and started talking to me about how she could do a cake like I did, the first thing that came to my mind was simplicity, budget, and not making it difficult for Sarah. So I started to get my creative mind flowing, and I immediately started thinking about my nephew. He's a music lover and he loves playing piano. Kind of texted back and forth a little bit with my sister-in-law, trying to get a little more details just to help me what I could come up with. So the first thing that I did was go into Walmart and go to their bakery section, place an order for an 8-inch double layer round cake. And the great thing about this, guys, you can choose from so many of their cakes that they can do. I just need somebody to do the baking and frosting for me, and it saves on so much time. When you guys do this, you want to at least make sure that you're giving them 48 hours notice so they can go ahead and make this cake for you. Now, the other thing that when I placed the order is I went ahead and had my color scheme. And the only thing that I wanted on the cake was a black piped border around the top. So after I had placed an order at the bakery for the cake, I went ahead and thought I would go walk through Walmart and see what I can find to decorate the cake. Everything that I'm using today comes from Walmart. I didn't want my sister-in-law having to go from Walmart to a party store to Michael's to Hobby Lobby, so I made it very simple, and I just wanted to have to do a one-stop shopping trip for this cake. I immediately went over to the party section of Walmart and started looking through the aisle and just trying to get ideas. And once I did that, I also went over to the sticker aisle, and I actually found some really great stickers that I thought we could use on the cake. So I picked up those stickers and they were a great price. And then once I was done in the sticker aisle, I went over to the ribbon section where they carry all their ribbon for crafts and everything. And I was so excited, guys. I found some music themed ribbon, so I went ahead and picked that up. I was hoping to find a piano keyboard type of ribbon, but I couldn't find anything. So I did go ahead, take the music themed ribbon and purchase that, bought the letter stickers and bought the music stickers that I found. Once I got home, I went ahead, looked over all the things that I found, and I was still really wanting somehow to tie the piano into the cake. And I decided just to get on my computer really quick. I found an image of the piano keyboard, created a little document, and printed it out on sheets of paper. And once I got it to the size that I wanted it, I cut it out and I laminated it. Now, if you don't have a laminator, one thing you can pick up is the self-laminating sheets at Walmart. Those are available over in the office section, and you can pick those up. Or if you just have some clear packing tape, all you have to do is take strips of that tape, and once you cut out your image that you've printed out, you just cover it with that clear tape on both sides and you're all set. So once I got my keyboards laminated, I went ahead and started to tape them together in strips, and now I have one long strip of keyboard, and I'm like, okay, now I've got the piano incorporated into the cake. And the other thing that I went ahead and prepared before the day that I needed the cake is I went ahead and took my stickers, and if you guys have toothpicks, all you have to do is tape the stickers on toothpicks, because then you're sticking it in the cake. Along with making my keyboard, I also put a couple of images of music notes on the paper and printed those out, cut those out as well. So now I feel like we've got a good base of some decorations to create this cake. Once the day came that my cake was ready for me to pick up at the bakery, I went to Walmart, picked it up from the bakery, and brought it home today. So now we get to do the fun part, which is creating a custom cake for my nephew who loves piano and music. So one tip for you while you are walking through the store trying to find things to customize your cake with, or if you have a certain theme you're trying to stick to, really think outside of the box. One thing that was difficult for me, because I have been a professional cake decorator, I'm always thinking of fondant or working with gum paste or trying to decorate with icing, and that really was hard for me to get away from, because the main thing is I want to make sure that my sister-in-law has to do very minimal work on this cake. And that is one of the things with these cakes that I'm trying to do videos on, is that it's very doable for a mom that does not have any cake decorating experience. She doesn't have to get all this food out. She's not making a big mess in the kitchen. We can just take a couple of things, really personalize the cake, and have fun. I've got everything set out and I'm ready to decorate the cake. Let's go over everything that I have for this music lover piano themed cake that we're doing today. This is the music themed ribbon that I picked up at Walmart. The cost of this ribbon was $2.97. Now the next thing that I picked up while I was at Walmart, these are the stickers that I got in the sticker section, and I got 2 sheets of them and they were 97 cents each. And then here are the letter stickers that I found, and these were $2.94. And then this is the keyboard that I printed out on my computer at home and laminated. And I printed out several strips, and I've taped them together into one big long strip. So technically this didn't cost me anything because I already had all the products. Just took some paper and a little bit of time on the computer and printing it out and taping it together. Once I got everything home, I got all the letters out and that I wanted to use and some stickers. The other thing that I did is make a number 16. Now the thing with this, guys, you can get candles that have the 1 and 6 on them. I just wasn't sure what Sarah was going to be able to find at her local Walmart, so I printed this out. And then here is my cake that I pre-ordered. You guys can see it was a special order 8-inch round double layer cake, and I just had them frost it and put a black border around top, and the cost of that was $12.48. We're ready to get started. I didn't ask for any name on it because I wasn't sure where I wanted to put the decorations. So this is where we're starting from. Once you get the cake out of the cake box, I do recommend that you maybe let it sit at room temperature from anywhere from about 15 to 20 minutes. It kind of lets the buttercream soften. It'll be easier if you're trying to put some things on the cake, and it's a little easier to work with. The other thing, like what I did for Kenya's cake, is I used a cake stand that I had at home. So if you have a cake stand, that makes a really nice personal touch, or you can just leave it on its original board. For today, I am gonna leave this cake on the original board. So now that we've got our cake and we're ready to start decorating, the one thing you wanna do, today's cake, it's not gonna be a cake that we view from all angles. So I usually look over the cake and try and find a good spot that I want to call the front of my cake. You want to find evenness and where you would want to kind of be the front of the cake. The main part of the decoration is going to be the border of the cake on the side of the cake. So I am going to start with that today. And what we're going to do first is I'm going to take my keyboard that I have taped together, and we are going to wrap it around, not the base of the cake. I'm going to wrap it right around underneath that black piped border that I had them put on at the bakery. So in order to do this, you want your taped together keyboard and you want some regular Scotch tape. And we're gonna get this on our cake. Once you have your keyboard on the cake, all you're gonna do and how you fasten it is just with a piece of Scotch tape on the back side of it. So once you have that keyboard on the cake, the next thing that we're gonna add around the base of the cake is that music themed ribbon that I found at Walmart. Once we have the edges of our cake and the border done, all that's left to do is just the top of the cake and adding our words and some of the things that I've cut out. Just have fun with it and whatever you think looks good. On the cake, and I think we are good to call this cake ready to go. Here's the finished product. So there you have it, a store-bought cake turned into a custom personalized cake that you did yourself. In less than 15 minutes, we had it all done and you didn't even have to turn on your oven. Once again, guys, today I got everything from Walmart and the total cost of my cake was $24.23. Now guys, if you were to call into a custom bakery and ask them to make this cake, and had they used fondant and gum paste and done all of this, it would cost anywhere between $40 to $50 just for an 8-inch round cake. If that is something that does not fit into your budget, this is a great alternative. The second cake that we're gonna do today is going to be the exact same cake that I did for Kenya on her 13th birthday. And once again, the first thing I did was called my local grocery store bakery and ordered an 8-inch round cake, simply frosted white. And I had actually a white border piped around the top, but today you guys are gonna see the black piped border because I used the same cake for each of these cakes that I'm doing today. I did go to a couple different places, and these are the supplies that I used to decorate Kenya's cake. I went to the dollar store and I went to their ribbon section, and they had a whole spool of this. It's like sequin ribbon, and so I picked that up. The other place I stopped was at Hobby Lobby, and that is where I've got 3 items for my cake. First thing, this is actually a cake topper, and I cut the ribbons, but I used this for the happy birthday, and this was $1.99. Then you can buy these individually at Hobby Lobby as well. And then because she did a Marie Antoinette theme, I went ahead and picked up a couple of feathers. When I went to pick up the cake, I went over to the florist section in our grocery store, and I actually found some roses, which I got today as well. I went over and asked them if they had any roses they were trying to get rid of, and so I was able to get these roses for $4, and I'm going to use these on the cake. When you use fresh flowers on the cake, guys, I usually cut off at the stem, but I make sure and take some of the outer leaves off. That way they're clean when they go up against the cake. And then the last thing I picked up was at our grocery store, and this is just macaroons, and I was able to get this box. They were on sale for $5.99 for the box. The last thing I used on Kenya's cake were these multicolored 6-lits, and you can get these at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Walmart in the cake decorating. And then here's the cake that I ordered from the bakery. I'm using the same one that I used for my nephew's cake. I just went ahead and took everything off. The only difference here from Kenya's cake on her actual birthday is the border was white. Today it's going to be black just because I'm using the same cake. I didn't want to order 2 different cakes. We are going to go ahead and get started adding the decorations for Kenya's cake. The first thing I did for this cake is I did go ahead and transfer it from the cake board that they had on it at the bakery to a cake stand that I already had at home. Since this was a Marie Antoinette themed party, I had a crystal cake stand that was handed down from my grandmother, so I went ahead and used that because it fit the theme perfectly. So now that I have my cake transferred, I am ready to start using all the things that I found to add to the cake. What I love about this version of the cake is you can take the feathers off and have a completely different look. You can add a lot of things just to personalize it. It would even work as a sweet 16 birthday cake. Those numbers that I have on top of the cake you can purchase at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and they come in any of the number combinations that you need. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you do, please like and share this. If you guys have any ideas or thoughts on store-bought cakes that you would like to see me customize and personalize, please leave it in the comments below. Thanks for watching.